The scenery and situations and what I had come to call my blue tunnel dreams always changed, but those three people were always in them. I've had them too many times to think it was just your average subconscious warnings, but I never bothered to talk to anyone about it. They were just dreams, right? Very realistic dreams, but dreams nonetheless. Besides, who would believe me anyway? I sat on the living room sofa playing a game on my 3DS. I was at the final boss level and losing badly. My little stepbrother walked into the room. Yo, sis, Mama Abby says it's time for your birthday party. I grunted. Not now, Reese. Can't you see I'm busy? How many times you beaten that game anyway? He sounded a little angry with me. I just shrugged. 4, but none of them were on the unknown level. Oh, this is really difficult. God damn it! You're distracting me, and I'm almost out of gels. Oh, come on! First aid! First aid! He laughed. Mama Ammy's gonna be mad you said damn it. And I prefer you not to copy her vulgar language. Mom turned the corner. I can only imagine the look of disapproval on her face because I wasn't about to take my eyes off my game for even a second. Cricket, honey, your family wants to celebrate your birthday with you. Yeah, in a minute. Oh, son of a... If you finish that sentence, I'll throw your game into the pool. I cringed. Sorry, but he's pulling these giant attacks and... Yeah, crap, come on, resurrect! She walked over to where I was sitting. Resurrect, damn it, resurrect! She pulled the console from my hand and promptly closed it, suspending the game. Hey, I was trying to save the world. You can save the world tomorrow. Right now, it's time for your family. She shot me with her blue-eyed stare of death. I crossed my arms and mumbled, It's my birthday. I should get to do whatever I want. Her hand shot out of nowhere and connected with my mouth. I've had just about enough of your sass, young lady. It didn't hurt, really. Just a little sting. It surprised me more than anything. Happy birthday to me, huh? Gee, thanks. Hey, Cricket. Deshaun Sweetwater, my stepfather, peeked in on us. You two aren't fighting again, are you? Oh, what do you think? I stood and walked towards him. Not because of me, I hope. I gave him the biggest hug. Never. I didn't like to give Mom a hard time. It just sort of happened. She wanted me to be some perfect little lady or something, always trying to force me into a mold I was never destined to fit. It upset me that she just couldn't accept me for me. She and I were nothing alike. My sister was her clone, not me. I was more like my dad. I walked into the kitchen. Reese was setting the table. Bridget was brushing her hair. I rolled my eyes. If I find blonde hairs in my pizza, I'm going to be mad. Jealous much, she scoffed. Just because you have the body of a 12-year-old boy. She poked my head. Seriously, do you have any idea how many people I have to tell you're a girl? Everyone matures at their own pace. Mom walked in slowly. Her eyes looked a little red and puffy. Deshaun glanced in my direction before heading to the fridge. Great. For some reason, I always felt even worse about things when he gave me that look. The look that somehow said, your mother wants what's best for you, and quit blaming your mother for everything wrong in your life and apologize. All at once. I wasn't angry at her, necessarily. Just angry. He knew exactly how to guilt me into just about anything. I let out a giant and very audible sigh and headed to Mom. I'm sorry, okay? I didn't mean to upset you so much. She pulled me into her chest and I closed my eyes. It's okay, dear. We've been through a lot of changes this year, and I'm sure the big move didn't help. We're all a bit on edge, yes? Sure. Once we're all settled in, things will be fine. Yeah, sure. She put her hands on my cheeks and tilted my head to her face. And then we can continue with your cooking lessons. I groaned and pushed away. Yeah, because those chocolate chip charcoal briquettes I made last week went over like a ton of bricks. Literally, Bridget laughed. Oh, stop it, you two. Sisters shouldn't fight. She reached into the freezer for the ice bucket. No, I said sarcastically. They should cook together and talk about boys. And braid each other's hair and offer up advice, Bridget added. Deshaun let out a laugh as he set the salad on the table. You see that? They're working together already. I noticed an extra spot was set. Is he coming? Mom growled and slammed the ice container on the counter before moving to the sink. Is who coming? Deshaun innocently asked. I crossed my arms, shooting out my own version of Mom's weapon, the blue-eyed stare of anger and possible maiming. You know who. I'm just messing with you, Red. Your dad'll be here soon. He would never miss your birthday. He messed with my freshly cut hair. He's not gonna like that, you know. I mean, did you have to cut it so short? Oh, I know, said Mom. You had such lovely hair. Why is everyone on me about my hair? It's just hair. But you look so pretty with all your hair, just like a princess, said Mom. As opposed to now, I'm obviously some sort of hideous beast, right? Of course not, baby. I only meant. I stopped listening to her when I heard car tires rolling over the gravel driveway, coming through the open kitchen window. I couldn't stop the smile that threatened to split my face as I rushed outside. Before he was able to completely exit his vehicle, I flew into the arms of my father, sending him flailing backwards against the side of the car. Happy birthday, sweetling, Dad said in his brilliant British accent. He told me he grew up in London and didn't come to the States till his mid-20s. He squeezed me tightly and gave me a kiss. His short beard tickled my cheek. I held his hand as we headed into the house. Once inside, Reese hugged Dad as well. Hey, little guy, Dad said. Hi, Mr. Mose, said Reese. Mama Abby is on a rampage now. I suggest you steer clear of her today. And every day, Dad muttered. He winked at me. But I will take your suggestion under advisement. Mose, how are you? Deshaun greeted Dad with a firm handshake. Dad laughed. I'm well, sweets. They were always really friendly with each other, even before Deshaun married Mom. She really misses you, old man. She talks about you all the time. You should come around more often. I'm not quite sure Abby or Bridget would agree. They aren't as fond of me as you and your son. Dad looked at me with a somewhat serious expression on his face. May I speak with you, Cricket? Deshaun put his hands up in surrender. I know when I'm not wanted. Catch you around. He walked back into the kitchen with Reese. Dad and I went to the sofa and sat down. He looked me over and smiled, tugging a lock of my hair. I suppose you really meant it when you said you were sick of the kids calling you a Disney princess. Ah, come on, Dad, I look like Ariel. I pushed his hand away. This is so crazy. It is just hair. Everything else changed. Why can't I change too? Don't you think you look cute? Like a red-headed Tinkerbell, he chuckled. It suits you, actually. Makes you look more mature. You're so small for your age. I'm an average height for my age. Below average. Slightly below average. I stressed the word. It's not my fault you and Mom are so freakishly tall. Sort of a drastic change, though. I crossed my arms and leaned away. Deshaun said you'd hate it. I can't stay looking like a little girl forever, you know. Especially being below average and all. I did the finger quotes. He reached out and pulled me back, securing me to his side. I don't hate it. It'll just take some getting used to, that's all. You're growing up too fast. I felt a tug in my heart. I'm glad you're here. I hugged him. He kissed the top of my head. Are you adjusting to everything okay? I looked up at him and scrunched my face. Of course, I said, as believable as I could manage. He rolled his eyes and shook his head while reaching into his pocket. I have a gift for you. He pulled out a small box wrapped in some cheap red paper and handed it to me. He probably got like 200 yards for 89 cents or something like that on that cheap paper. It had multicolored balloons on it. I held it delicately in my hands. Can I open it? He nodded. I ripped the paper off and opened the box. Inside was a beautiful pendant on a silver chain. The pendant was round, and in the center was a blue polished diamond-shaped stone embedded with thin ribbons of white in the shape of an animal paw print, and some strange-looking symbols around the outer edge at 4 different positions, like directional points on a compass, were jewels. There was a white diamond on top, a green emerald on the bottom, a ruby to the left, and purple amethyst on the right. Linking all the outer jewels together with the blue stone was a silvery, Celtic-like knotting design that reminded me of a paw print. It's beautiful, Dad. He took the necklace and placed it around my neck. It was my mother's, and her mother before that. For generations, the women in my family have owned that piece, and now it belongs to you. Oh, wow, an heirloom. Shouldn't have gone to Bridget? I mean, she is the oldest. Not that I'm complaining, but isn't that how this sort of thing is supposed to work? Dad shook his head. You're the only one it belongs to. Bridget is... well, she's too much like your mother. I smiled. Thanks, Dad. So what's your birthday wish going to be? Well, I suppose I'd wish for a grand adventure. The heroines and all the anime and manga that I'm always looking at, they always have great adventures when they turn 15 or 16. Well, I want one too. Well, then perhaps you shall get your wish. He said it so seriously that I just had to laugh. Huh, come on, Dad. Stuff like that doesn't just happen to ordinary people. No, they happen to extraordinary people. He tapped my nose and I chuckled. You're getting so big and so very beautiful. Dad, I whined, but I'm sure I was blushing. My face felt hot. Are Deshaun and Reese treating you okay? You know Deshaun better than anyone else in this house, and his son is just as wonderful. I really like having a little brother. He looks up to me. Well, not much longer. The way he's growing, soon you'll be looking up to him. I slapped his arm. He laughed and then leaned into me, pressing his forehead against mine. Mom poked her head out at us. Cricket, come and open your presents. She glared at Dad. Lawrence decided to make an appearance, I see. I could feel the air in the room change. Dad took a deep breath, and I gave him a gentle squeeze, and I felt his muscles relax. He was still nervous around Mom after the divorce for some reason. The sun had set by the time my family party was over. I was sad when Dad left, so I sat out back in the dark while Mom and Deshaun cleaned up. I curled up in the cushy lounge and listened to the sounds of the night. A couple of cars passed by, the neighbor's lawn sprinklers turned on, and I could hear a cricket singing to me from next door. As I settled into the lounge looking up at the stars, I heard rustling in the trees by the fence. I assumed it was just birds, but I heard more rustling in the yard, followed by a low, guttural growl. I looked out towards the sound, but it was beyond the border of the back porch light. I heard a slow pattern of footfalls. Inch closer, I could feel the hairs on the back of my neck stand up, but I didn't move. I was completely frozen when I saw the source of the noise. I witnessed the slow emergence of a large white wolf growling with teeth bared.